What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Got a little shorter video for you today. We're going to be talking about some jigs. Been a little while since I put out a video. I'll touch on that kind of at the end of this one. Hope to have some more content coming out soon. But today I'm going to be showing you the jigs that I use. I'm not really going to jump into a particular technique or anything like that. What I'm going to be doing is just showing you the ones that I actually use. So everybody has, a big box of jigs or something, and we have those go-to ones that we use more than others, and that's kind of the idea behind this video. I just want to show you the ones I really get out there and use on a regular basis. I think that's helpful. You see me using a jig in a video, it's probably 99% of the time it's going to be one of these that you're seeing in front of you. I'm going to show you the jigs. I'll show you the trailers that I use, and I'll kind of tell you a little bit about the setup I throw it on. It's pretty simple. I don't get that fancy with jigs. I just don't really think it's necessary. I have plenty of success just using some really basic techniques with it. So let's jump into this. So I've got a couple sitting out here, and there's different types of jigs. There's football jigs, and there's flipping jigs, and there's the little compact kind of finesse jigs. There's a bunch of different types. I really don't use all of them. I really kind of go back and forth between two types at the lakes that I fish. I throw football heads, and I throw some of these more compact jigs. You could flip these. This is, well, I'll run down all of these. This is a Missile Jigs Ike's Mini Flip Jig. And then I also have a Skinny Bear Signature Jig. Got a couple of those. Got one in the package here. I really like the Skinny Bear stuff, so I have loaded up on those. So I've got several. This football jig is also, it's a Skinny Bear. This one is smaller. This is a 3/8 ounce. This one over here, I believe, is a 1/2 ounce. And if you notice with the colors, again, I keep it pretty simple. I roll with some black and blues, and then I usually have, some PB&J, with some brown, or maybe some brown with a little bit of green. And then I'll have one that's more of a bluegill imitator, something with a little more green, a little more chartreuse. That's really it. I kind of just, go with those color variations. Don't get too wild with it. And I kind of keep the same approach with the trailers. So with some of the, if I want a little bit of a larger trailer a little bit, I will go with this Gene LaRue Hammer Crawl. Did a little video on these earlier in the year. These are really awesome little plastics. They're kind of a great in-between size. They're just a little bit large for a trailer and maybe a little on the small side for a pure Texas rig. It's a great intermediate size. So I use it in a variety of situations. And they come in a bunch of good colors. I've got several. Again, I keep it fairly simple with my trailers. I kind of keep some greens or some kind of darker colors, and then I'll have a few a little wider. I use a lot of these kind of PB&J colors. This here is a net bait pack-a-chunk. I have a ton of these. These are super cheap. Actually, everything here is relatively cheap, but the pack-a-chunks are really, really cheap. They make a great trailer, and you can find them anywhere. That's kind of the beauty of a lot of this stuff. It's just pretty easy to find. I throw a few other jigs in here. This is a Lethal Weapon jig here. It's a football head. Get kind of that rubberized skirt. Actually, I think most of these do. I know these Skinny Bears do. But yeah, that's really what I throw. I have a jig box here. Notice I've kind of got it labeled here with the weights. That one was right there. I believe this one was here, and all of these Skinny Bears were in a different box. I have those separate because I have a whole lot more of those. But that's really what I throw. I have a few, I have a couple of these vibrating type jigs, chatterbaits and evergreen jackhammers. They're really good baits, but I don't really throw them that often. I throw the traditional ones a little bit more. And I throw them on two setups. I've got one right here. It's got a Texas rig on it now, but I throw jigs on it as well. This is a medium heavy 7-foot rod, and it's got 14-pound fluorocarbon. This is kind of my lighter jig setup. I have another one that is a heavy action, and it's got 20-pound fluorocarbon. And then I use a higher speed reel for both of those. Like I think this is a 721 Corrado. So that's kind of what I do. That's my setup. Like I said, I don't get overly fancy with it, and it works. Caught a bunch of fish throwing this stuff. It's jig fishing is one of the foundation techniques, I guess you could say, for bass fishing. It's always something you want to have in your back pocket that you're good at, that you can break out. It works year round. There's a bunch of different ways you can fish these jigs. You can fish them slow. You can kind of swim them a little bit. There's a lot of stuff you can do. So it's a good technique. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Like I said, I just wanted to show you what I actually use. I feel like that's handy. We all have so much tackle, and you might see me talk about a bunch of stuff. This time around, I just want to focus, this is what I'm tying on, and this is what I'm throwing, in case you want to give it a try for yourself. Anyway, we're going to have some more content coming. I mentioned at the early part of the video, I've just been really busy this fall. I really wanted to get out there and do some filming on the water. Just didn't really get a chance to. I did some fishing from shore. I mentioned the Guggen baits, testing them out. I did catch some fish on that Slim Shake worm. I had been talking about that. I was fishing from shore. It was kind of in the evening. It wasn't really a good filming setup, so I didn't really do anything with the footage on that. You couldn't really see that well. But anyway, let you guys know that did work. And that's kind of how it's been for me in the fall. I've just been having to get away for short periods of time to fish. I just haven't had the time to do some full-on trips. But anyway, I wanted to still put out some content, give you guys something useful that you can use. So I hope you've enjoyed this video on jigs. Definitely stay tuned. I do have a big surprise coming. It'll be in the winter that I think you guys might enjoy. But anyway, you guys take it easy. Give these jigs a try, and go catch you some fish.